We are here. Boom, boom, boom. Good morning to some people. Good afternoon to others. It's evening time, about 10 of 8 in Montalcino, Italy. Behind me is the Montalcino Valley, and we are on just one of the sides of the old city center on a balcony overlooking the vineyard areas. And so we're really excited. This is our last day in Montalcino. You can hear the birds, making noises. You may even see some of the birds fly around. I may even have a bird land on my head. Who knows? I just want to say I'm super excited to see so many changes happening in automotive retail. Jason Monahan, welcome to the live stream from Montalcino, Italy. Bella Vista, yes, it's a beautiful view. Montalcino is the home of Brunello di Montalcino wine. Emanuele, yes, thanks, bro. Man, it is a sick view. This is the view from our balcony. So we have a home here in Montalcino. So it's a killer view. So, in a few weeks, automotive industry leaders are heading out to the Napa Valley. And you know what? The Napa Valley and Montalcino have a lot in common. The Napa Valley is known for great food, world-class wines, a more quiet setting, a lot of agriculture. Well, that's what Montalcino is. Probably 60% of the stores in this town sell wine. The rest are restaurants and some small shops. Good morning, Jim. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Come on. I feel like I need to go to Texas. So in a few weeks, industry leaders are heading out to the Napa Valley, July 11th, 12th, 13th. I want to encourage my automotive friends to really think about getting their team out to the Napa Valley. And let me tell you what, we saw recently two massive purchases of digital retailing companies, CDK buying Roadster, and then Reynolds & Reynolds buying Gubagoo. And there's some reasons behind that. And, some people say it has nothing to do with Techion. And, I can respectfully disagree that there is a change coming on for automotive retailing. And then I'm not really sure dealers are prepared for. Yesterday, I was doing a webinar with a dealer, and we were talking about his feelings about digital retailing being forced down or pushed down to them by forcing a single tool, a single sales process. And they were very adamant that that's not what their vision for local retailing was all about. But I will tell you that if you look at the moves by Ford, by Volvo, by Stellantis representing Chrysler, by General Motors. Do you want me to keep on going with the list? Where Hyundai is going and Nissan with at home. More and more of the OEMs are kind of showing their cards now and saying, look, we're going to pick one tool and we're going to drive people to a national website, and people are going to configure and buy their cars on the national website. Now, just recently you saw a little article on Automotive News. Ford was talking about their vision of actually transacting their e-cars on a national website. So very interesting. How do dealers prepare? And then the other issue is, what if the dealership is okay with that? So like, hey, I don't have a horse in that race. If I'm supposed to use this digital retailing tool and it really works, how am I supposed to support that in the showroom? How am I supposed to support that in my marketing? How am I supposed to integrate the digital retailing process into my customer communications? These are things that the OEMs are really not doing a good job at talking to their dealers. It's one thing to tell them that you're providing a tool for the consumer to configure and price a car online. It's another thing about rethinking, reframing, reshaping retail operations to make the online experience and the in-store experience smoother. And we're going to be talking about that at the Digital Marketing Strategies Conference. We're also going to be talking about some breakthrough data studies that I'm doing with Google paid advertising. More importantly, Google for many years has kind of skated this topic of store visits and distinguishing store visits from sales and service opportunities or just deliveries. Um, Google My Business can be advertised in something called Google Local, but for some reason, Google does not record the phone call outcomes of Google Local campaigns. It's kind of interesting why Google, who controls Google My Business, says Google Local is the most cost effective local advertising and that the number one outcome is phone calls, why Google would not tell the dealers they could listen to or record the phone calls. I mean, you have to step back and ask yourself, do they really want dealers to know the outcomes? That the majority of the outcomes of Google SEM advertising today are not for car sales. And I published a little teaser about that, but we're going to go in deeper. I partnered with Call Source, Call Review, Car Wars, and Interactive Tell, for the largest call tracking companies. I've also been working with some of the largest Google SEM providers to get an idea of how much dealers are spending on sales versus service campaigns, and try to understand this gap of understanding of why are dealers spending so much from their new car and used car sales budgets and getting so little actual measurable conversions or engagement. It's a big topic. We're going to be talking about social media and some of the latest changes. The Facebook marketplace, the integration of messaging, and dealers who are doing real-time messaging within Facebook marketplace is pretty amazing. Yago Paramo from Dealery Process and his dealers on the West Coast are really pumped up because, as you know, Google My Business now allows inventory feeds. I think I was one of the first people over a year ago to talk about this was in the works, in the plan. I think it was actually a year ago from NADA. So NADA 2020, I broke that news that inventory feeds were going to be enabled. It took obviously over a year for that to happen. But when you come to the DMSC conference, you're also going to get other first to market breakthrough conversations. We have some breakthrough conversations about digital retailing, breakthrough conversations about communications. Still today, dealers rely heavily on email. They are not fully bought into texting and messaging, and I'm going to push messaging. And we're going to be talking with some people who are pioneering new ways for messaging to be more consistent, a consistent conversation, a continuing conversation with mobile pay and other things integrated. I just saw today CDK had another press release about their mobile pay platform. I didn't have a chance to read too much about the press release. There's a lot going on. Obviously, we're going to be talking about why SEO is more important than ever, especially with privacy restrictions. Well, our team from PCG will be talking about it. Tim Martell, the SEO animal, will be talking about it. I also was very interested to talk about, and you've seen this if you're doing any shopping, everyone's popping up these cookie permissioning. And I've found myself most of the time just saying yes to the cookies because I don't care. We're going to be talking about what percentage of the consumers are saying yes to being tracked, get some early data on that. And then more importantly, there are a number of companies out there that are using this pop-up box. Do you want to share your location? They're asking the consumer, do you want to share your location with the dealer? And I think it's a misleading question because most people say, oh, yeah, share my location. What do I care? What they're really consenting to is using their location data to reverse engineer where they live, their phone number, their email address, and then start getting offline marketing delivered to their home, like an email or a direct mail piece. And I think this is an explosive conversation. I know many of the companies who do it, they're great companies with great leaders. I'm going to be sharing a survey we did with consumers, and here's the a little teaser, consumers are absolutely not understanding that that little pop-up box, you want to share your location with the dealer, means that you're really giving them the ability to reverse engineer their identity. And I'm very concerned for dealers and lawsuits. I'm very concerned that this is going to open up a big can of worms, especially as more and more privacy things. I do think that a lot of consumers, if were presented with the idea, do you want to share your information for cookies? I think a lot of people are just saying yes because it's a pain in the ass. Very interesting to see what's going to happen in a year from now. It's kind of like the do not call list. Everyone jumped on, and then when they were automatically removed after 7 years, I don't think anybody ever signed back up. Kind of an interesting thought. We're going to be talking a lot about the impact of the changes that are going on retailing. And thank you, Randall. It is a beautiful view. So here's what I would encourage you to do. Get to digitalmarketingstrategies.org. I'll put it in the comments in just a minute. Get your team registered and come in a day early, because Sunday morning we're doing certification workshops. We have 4 certification workshops. You're not going to want to miss them. Those are 3-hour intense learning events. Paul Daly is going to be talking about, from Congruent, going to be talking about that, building that branding message, that brand promise. We're going to be having a workshop on digital retailing, social media marketing, video marketing. We have a lot going on. There are the church bells, and that means it's 8 o'clock. And that means it's dinner time. So I just want to let dealers know that it's time to get out and network with their peers. I saw a lot of great photos, a lot of happy posts from Digital Dealer Tampa. Congrats to the Digital Dealer team for being the first big conference out. We are going to have an absolute sold out conference in the Napa Valley. We have a few tickets left. It's meant to be intimate, powerful. It's deep. It is not a 101 conference. Bigger conference, they try to have something for everyone. This is for dealers who want to elevate their retail game, who want to be ahead of the curve. They want to get the data they need to make smarter business decisions. And remember, if for some reason you can't make it to the Napa Valley, you can still buy a virtual ticket. Every keynote, every workshop, every panel, every interactive session will be videotaped live or recorded, and you'll have 30 days to watch all the content. So I just wanted to let you know, I'm heading back to the States tomorrow. I'm getting ready for the conference. There's a lot to do, but it's not too late to make a mindset change that you want to invest in your team, invest in your marketing strategy, invest in your sales strategy to adapt to these many, many different changes that are going on. If you believe the next 2 years are going to be somewhat at the same pace of change as previous years, I'm going to challenge you that you're absolutely wrong. I've been working in automotive retail for 16 years, tracking technology, marketing, websites, and merchandising. And we're going to have some very, very big disruptive events this year, especially when OEM national websites fully transact, and will be happening in the next 12 months, fully transact vehicles. So the local dealer is just a delivery center. It's happening. And that's the roadmap. So what do dealers do when that's the mindset of the OEMs? That's what national advertising will be encouraging. This is going to be a very interesting time, especially for dealers who want to have one sales process for their dealer group, and then OEMs want different sales processes, each for their own brand. It's going to be a very interesting time. So get out the digital marketing strategies. Let me type that into the comments, and I'm going to put a little link. You can take, what I'll do is I'll put in the link to the agenda. How about that? Let me do that right now, and everyone can see the 3-day agenda. So fly in Saturday night. We start Sunday afternoon, but if you come Saturday, Sunday morning, we have these certification workshops. Sunday afternoon, all day Monday, all day Tuesday, you fly home Wednesday. It's going to be an amazing event. So greetings from Montalcino. Italy is open. We were one of the first American couples to get back to Italy. They are missing tourism. and Montalcino is a beautiful place. Also, I will tell you, this summer is an amazing time to visit Italy. We've been to Rome, and we've been to Florence, and we've been to Milano, and the cities are really relatively empty. So get your tickets booked to DMSC, and then later this summer, get out to Italy. The Italians are waiting for you. Hey, thanks for your time. If you have any questions, just message me, and I'd be love to answer any questions you have for DMSC. But automotive retail is changing, and DMSC will be at the forefront of preparing dealers for that change. Have a great day, everyone. I love technology that I could live stream from my balcony in Montalcino. Have a great day.